We live our lives being bombarded by noise. Car insurance adverts, for fuck's sake. Why is life so complex? We live our lives being bombarded by noise, adverts for car insurance, demands for bills, talk of that Netflix show that you must watch. Life can be terrible and stressful, and sometimes you need to stop, take a deep breath, and think. When life myth began about 4 billion years ago, the conditions were also turbulent, but somehow we are here today. The sheer improbability of all the pieces of the biological jigsaw fitting so well is simply remarkable. From the first chemicals that clumped together to form cells, life became more and more complex until, eventually, it could explain a thesis in 3 minutes. I am interested in understanding how simple cells could change this difficult environment to grow into the diversity we see today. Essentially, against all odds, how did life thrive? I investigate how cells and the environment evolved together, forming complex patterns or structures that are characteristic of life today. These patterns are difficult to see experimentally, so we must turn to simulations. I then use these simulations, changing the cells and the environment, to look into the current challenges to life itself, the rise of antibiotic resistance. Imagine a petri dish containing chemicals. These chemicals don't just sit there, they react, changing in amount. I can draw how these reactions occur to get patterns forming in the dish, and then I add cells. In my simulations, these cells grow and divide, and we see structured groups of cell colours emerging and changing based on the available chemicals in the local environment. Similarly, the environment changes based on what the cells take in or give out, and we see complex patterns forming that neither the environment nor cells alone can fabricate. This patterning protects the different cell colours from harsh chemicals such as antibiotic drugs. Resistant cells process these chemicals into harmless forms, shielding the fragile cells. When we don't kill these shielded cells with our drugs, we risk them developing resistance. Hence why it's vital to complete that course of antibiotics your doctor prescribed to ensure that all the cells have been affected. But the jigsaw rearranges and life finds a way. So over time, more cell types become resistant and we are running out of drugs to fight back. If we cannot attack those shielded cells, then we are wasting the few munitions that we have left, and your treatment side effects you suffer will be in vain. Using simulations to look into systems in order to control and improve the efficacy of these drugs is thus a vital ally in combating disease. My simulations show that you need to consider both the chemistry of the environment and the effects of the growing cell populations to understand how the cells truly behave. A few simple chemicals reacting to your cells in a harsh and turbulent world. We've made it through worse. Whilst we are no longer simple cells reacting to and exchanging chemicals with our environment, we come from a strong pedigree. Life's gotten us this far. So stop, take a deep breath, and maybe watch that Netflix show. After 4 billion years of work, you've earned it. Thank you for listening.